In 1840, a slave named Adam Plummer walked 16 miles every weekend for a few precious hours with his sweetheart, Emily.
This is called This Diary of Adam Plummer's. And the fact that he actually wrote this down leaves us at least something in his voice, even though we don't hear his voice,
right.
But we can imagine it.
It's truly an account of people just being enslaved.
That's right. But if we didn't have this record, we'd have no idea of what families went through.
This is one of the only known diaries written by an enslaved person. Although it was against the law, a preacher had taught Adam to read and write.
Slave codes in the States denied slaves the right or the privilege to learn how to read or write, because it means you have a command of a world larger than yourself and larger than your community.
This is Adam, the diarist, and he went to great lengths to keep his family together, even though his wife resided on a separate plantation until after the end of the Civil War.
You know, this is fascinating to me because I never heard of two people being on separate plantations being able to see each other.
Absolutely. They must have gotten together sometime because they had 12 children. You know,
it's a love
real
story.
Established family. And it's a love, it
is a love story.
It is a true love story. The complexity of slave experience is very rarely known.
Mm-hmm.
You either have happy slaves who are, you know, give their all for the master, or you have the, you know, rebels who are plotting rebellion and killing everybody in sight. When in reality, people wanted what everybody wants. They wanted a level of security, they wanted family togetherness, and they really wanted freedom. They wanted to be persons in their own right. And there's a note, married May 30th, 1841, to Emily Saunders Plummer. And they were indeed married, not just jump in the broom married, but married with a marriage license issued by the District of Columbia. And they wanted to have that marriage certificate because that would indicate in some circles that they perhaps were free, because they had planned to run away to New York to freedom.
And the idea is, you know, having a license, that anybody that saw that license would say, oh, these must be free people. Okay. But one of Emily's aunts heard about the plan and reported them. Infuriated by the escape attempt, Emily's owners eventually put her and her 4 children on the auction block.
So, Mr. Reagan for $560.
They ended up in Mount Hebron, Maryland, 30 miles away from Adam.
There are times when you wonder how Adam held his feelings in place. It must have been devastating to know that you had no control over where your family was going to be. And Adam just wrote the whole story that he recorded. This almost breaks my heart. I've written notes to her and letters to see or hear from her, but I hear no reply.
Like the Plumbers, Black families across the South were scattered to the winds.